THAHARVSTOFJUSGICA, THAELASCATRSDRY. When Elias Carter woke up that morning, he expected just another day, working the soil, tending his crops, and living the quiet life that had defined his 76 years. The same routine, the same rhythm. But that day would test his spirit in ways he never imagined, uncovering a story of strength, legacy, and the unshakable power of family. As Elias moved through his morning chores, something felt off. 2 police officers lingered just beyond the fence of his property. Watching, waiting, their presence wasn't casual. It wasn't friendly. What began as a seemingly routine visit spiraled quickly into something darker, a confrontation laced with prejudice, corruption, and greed. But Elias Carter, he wasn't just any farmer. Beneath his humble appearance was a history of quiet strength. A family line rooted deep in the soil of Georgia, planted by ancestors who carved out a life after emancipation, watered with perseverance and harvested in dignity. This is not just a story about injustice. It's a story about courage. It's about the fight to protect your name, your land, and your legacy. And it all started on a quiet farm under the Georgia sun. The sun stretched long golden shadows across Elias's fields. His movements were slower now, but each one was sure. His hands, weathered and strong, moved with decades of familiarity as he inspected the young corn stalks, whispering, "Looking good this year." The 25-acre farm wasn't large, but to Elias, every inch mattered. It had been in the Carter family for 3 generations, land once purchased by his grandfather after gaining freedom. That legacy lived in the very soil Elias worked every day. Later that morning, Elias climbed into his old but well-kept pickup and drove into town. At Carson's General Store, the bell chimed as he walked in. "Good morning, Mr. Carter." James Carson, the young shopkeeper, smiled. "How's the watermelon crop?" "Coming along fine," Elias replied with a rare smile. "Should have the first batch ready in a couple weeks." "My mam'll be thrilled," James said warmly. "No one grows them like you." But not everyone shared that warmth. Some townsfolk nodded politely. Others, like Bill Whittaker and his teenage son, avoided Elias altogether. Even in the 21st century, the unspoken tensions of race played out in the smallest gestures. James leaned in as he rang up Elias's groceries. "Don't mind them, Mr. Carter. Some folks just stuck in the past." Elias's voice was calm but tired. "Some things change slower than others, son." Driving back home, Elias glanced at the photo taped to his dashboard, a younger version of himself beside his son Marcus, taken at Marcus's FBI Academy graduation. Pride swelled in his chest. Marcus had become a high-ranking federal agent, but Elias didn't brag. In a town like theirs, success could draw the wrong kind of attention. Almost on cue, red and blue lights flashed behind him. Elias's grip tightened on the wheel. 2 officers approached. Miller, stocky, with cropped blonde hair, and Tucker, tall, lean, with a permanent scowl. "License and registration," Miller barked. "Is there a problem, officers?" Elias asked calmly, keeping his hands visible. "Tail lights out," Tucker added. "With all due respect, I checked in yesterday." Miller's tone turned sharp. "You calling my partner a liar?" "No, sir. Just stating a fact." "Step out of the vehicle." Elias complied. They searched his truck like he was a criminal. A crowd began to gather. An old man being harassed for nothing. Finally, Tucker said, "Well, look at that. Tail lights working. Must have been loose." "You're lucky this time," Miller sneered. "Keep everything in order, Mr. Carter. Never know when we'll stop by again." Elias drove home in silence. His hands trembled on the wheel. Back on the farm, he tried to shake it off by burying himself in his chores. But the moment lingered like a storm cloud. That evening, as the sky painted itself in deep oranges and purples, Elias stood at the edge of his fields. Normally that view brought him peace. Not tonight. He thought of his hands that had raised a son, harvested hope, and now trembled under the weight of threat and fear. "Lord," he whispered into the dusk, "give me strength." Unbeknownst to Elias, Miller and Tucker weren't finished. From the comfort of their cruiser, they plotted their next move. "You see that property?" Miller said. "It's damn near perfect, but he's sitting on a pile of cash." "People like him don't trust banks," Tucker smirked. "Probably got money buried all over that place." Their laughter filled the car as they planned their next visit, this time with demands. The very next day, they returned unannounced. Elias was tending tomatoes when they approached, claiming to be responding to safety violations. Over the next hour, they fabricated a list of false code infractions. "This could mean serious fines," Tucker said, "unless you want to handle it unofficially, say $2,000. Elias's stomach turned. That money was for irrigation repairs, but he paid, hoping it'd end there. It didn't. Each week brought new demands. The threats grew bolder. His savings dwindled. His land began to suffer. Finally, Elias had enough. He called Marcus, and everything changed. Marcus was outraged. He launched a full-scale FBI investigation, using every resource at his disposal. It didn't take long to uncover the truth. Miller and Tucker had been shaking down multiple families for years, targeting the vulnerable, the elderly, and people of color. The town's darkest secrets began to unravel. Then came the day of reckoning. When the officers returned to Elias's farm for one more inspection, they didn't expect what was waiting for them. Marcus, in full FBI gear, backed by a team of federal agents. Elias watched from his porch as his son stepped forward. "Miller, Tucker, you're under arrest." The agents cuffed them on the spot. The news sent shockwaves through the town. Suddenly, people spoke out. More victims came forward. The system that had protected those officers collapsed under the weight of truth. 3 months later, Elias's farm was reborn. Volunteers came from every corner of the town. Black, white, young, old, to help rebuild what had been stolen. Crops were replanted. Fences repaired. Hope restored. Marcus' bravery inspired a movement. New laws were introduced. Police oversight was enforced, and the lines that had divided the community for so long began to blur. Elias Carter had never wanted to be a symbol, but his resilience, his dignity in the face of injustice, became a light for others. As the sun set once more over his land, Elias stood on his porch, arms folded, gaze steady. He had fought not just for his farm, but for his family, for his legacy, and for the generations to come. And this time, justice had taken root, and it was growing strong.